Hey guys, what is going on today? Man, what a different day than yesterday, to say the least. All right, let's start this recap off. It all started with, I called it out a few days ago, a couple days ago. Let's go to the 1 day. This is where I got the target from. If you guys are ever wondering where I'm getting these targets, I talk about it all the time. I repeat myself over and over and over again. Any of the guys or girls, like Tammy, you guys know where I get these from. This is the gap, right? This is your gap here, on the daily, and then this, the top, very, very top of this, is the target. All right. So what happened? Why did it turn into a target? We came up, we got slapped back down. We came, and then we got bought right up, and then we pushed through it and just kept pushing, right? Leaving ourselves a gap with this candle wick right here. This candle wick right there, that's the target. So we had 1, 2, 3 days of just pushing, but no gap right here, right? No gap. So the draw, and I see it doesn't happen very often. You can go back, but even this gap back here, we revisited it with this candle. It doesn't happen a crazy lot. You guys can go back and do some back testing. Typically, the market should, whenever it leaves one of these gaps, especially with old resistance or support, in this case it's resistance, old resistance, it will turn into support. And not only does it do that, but it's a magnet for price. It is an absolute magnet, especially on the daily or the 4-hour. The bigger the time frame, the bigger the magnet. All right. So how did I execute? That's the question, right? And I'm gonna give out a massive, absolute massive shout out to Savvy, because I actually played this off of his level. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the thing on, but I think it was like, I entered somewhere around here. I think it was like 60, 67 or something like that, right? You guys can look at the screenshots. Either way, what did we do? Market open, flush right past this target. We are obviously bearish right off the open, and then we get into this chop. Now, full transparency, I know I've been harping on one trade a day, but this sell-off was the trade. This is the trade that I've been looking for. So I took a couple bad entries in here. I took some small losses, very small, and well, not a big deal. Once I recognized that we were just chopping and price action was, just like yesterday, terrible, I said to myself, okay, I threw, Savvy, even in his game plan, had this level here, and he said it was it was going to be very interesting what we were going to do here at 801, right? So 24,801, that was kind of like a high interest point in the market for Savvy. We came down, we bounced. We came down, we bounced. Once this candle closed right here, I'm on the 15-minute. That's all I play is the 15-minute. Once this candle closed underneath right here, it was game on. So basically what happened, I actually played this. This is the candle that I entered on. Or maybe it was after this one. Geez, I can't remember. I think it was, no, it was this one. It was basically when this candle, I was in drawdown. No, maybe it was this one. Sorry, guys. I do have some screenshots. I'll be posting some screenshots, and it'll have the times on and stuff. But basically, we came up and we had no body closed above. I was just looking on the 15-minute. I wanted to make sure that I was expecting for us to come back up and maybe do a sweep, and we did with this candle. And that was it. That was enough for me to stay in the trade. I was basically well, you guys seen my stop, and I'll put in some screenshots that I have. My stop was up here. I was willing to take a 70, at least a $300 loss, at least. Honestly, I would have probably taken a $500 loss. That's how I knew we were going down, because that daily target in my mind yesterday and today was the draw. It chopped me up yesterday, I'll admit it, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you're not gonna fool me twice. I was gonna get that target today. I was in it to win it. So we ended up getting it. And look at the body close. The body close on the 15-minute. No body close under that. So we are still very overall. The markets are still extremely overall bearish. So I expect us to rip back to all-time highs, to be honest. If we happen to make a lower low from here, then, there will be some selling pressure coming in, but I can't see it. I think that was our bottom. I truly do. Obviously, the market's going to do what the market does. You can't really predict these things, but, all the technicals are showing me that was the bottom. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm trying to do just the one trade a day, thing. It is hard. It's extremely hard when you have such a strong bias for something. This is my this is my absolute bread and butter. When I see a draw, like an absolute undeniable draw, I will scale in and out until I get the move, basically. So that's what I was doing today. It should have been a bigger day, because I did get my last. I was only with 5 micros on the biggest move. I scaled out 4 at 85 points, so that's $850, and then I left a runner and got 109 points overall with that one runner. So that trade should have been over $1,000, right? It should have been basically just over $1,000. But I only closed the day with about $600, and I'll give you guys a screenshot. And it was only because of this chop. That's it. It screwed me, but you know what? It was worth it. It was worth every second. So I was right. I stuck to my plan. I wanted this, again, shout out to Savvy's this level right here, because that is ultimately, once we cleared underneath it and we got the body close, and then we went and retested it, that was the entry. That was it. That Savvy level, that was the fucking entry. I'm telling you guys. So, yeah, I played it and manded it EverBank, and look at that friggin' target got smacked and bounced right off of it. Man, this is what the market is supposed to be doing all the time. This is the market conditions that we want, and this is the market conditions that we will get eventually one day. So that this days like today is why, you don't stop. You just keep pushing. You keep, go back, look at today's price action, look at what we did at every point of support or resistance, the Savvy levels, the gaps, the daily gaps, the 4-hour gaps, the 15-minute gaps, back test, put that time in, paper trade, get those reps in. Man, let's crush it. I'm so pumped after today. Let's fucking go.